Welcome to the Town of Abingdon, Virginia Planning Commission regular meeting. We appreciate your interest. We encourage public participation in our meeting. Your comments are important to our decision-making process. There'll be two opportunities during our meeting for those in the audience to address the commission members. The first will come early in the meeting when we ask for public comment for items not on the agenda. The second will come is if the chairman declares a public hearing open for comment. In each case, anyone wishes to address the members of the commission should give their full name, first and last name, and complete physical address. Comments must be limited to 3 minutes. Roll call.
Mr. Austin?
Present.
Mr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Thompson?
Present.
Mr. Pennington?
Present.
Mr. Sproles?
Present.
Mr. Wilson? And Mr. Schuman?
Present. All right, the next order of business is approval of the minutes from the September 22, 2025 regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, is there a motion that the minutes be approved as submitted?
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. If you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Abstain.
Mr. Thompson?
Abstain.
Let's see here. We might have to table these just to see. Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Mr. Sproles?
I'd have to abstain.
Mr. Wilson's not here. If you could make a motion since Scott's missing tonight. We need Scott to be here to approve them.
Right,
So if we could have them tabled.
we would have to table it,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah, okay, I think, do we need to have a motion to table that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move that we table the approval of the minutes until the next regular meeting.
Second.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right.
I'm not so sure that's necessary. We've got a quorum present. We don't have a quorum that can vote on the matter, but we've got a quorum present to conduct business. And I believe that, let's see, Mr. Schuman can vote.
Mhm.
So we'd have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we need 5.
We would have a majority of the people who attended the last meeting, but not a majority of the board. Or
It's fine. We're
Okay.
on to next. I don't think it's necessary, but we can.
I would just say all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Just, for the information of the people here, the reason that certain members of the commission abstained from the minutes is that they weren't present at the meeting, and that's why they did that. Just so there's no confusion about why that was done. All right, then the next order of business is the certificate of appropriateness. Pennington Law Firm, PLC, applicant owner, certificate of appropriateness for replacing 2 windows and 2 doors on the south elevation, installation of 1 non-illuminated freestanding signage, and installation of 1 non-illuminated wall signage located at 329 West Main Street, Abingdon, Virginia, 24210, parentheses, parcel 011-12-1, in parentheses, staff report.
As Mr. Schuman stated, the Pennington Law Firm, PLLC, is the owner applicant, and they have requested approval of the COA to do the following: replace 2 primary south elevation painted white fiberglass insulated doors with half light and associated painted white hardware and wooden trim, with 2 painted bronze fiberglass doors with privacy glass, half light, and associated painted bronze hardware and wooden trim matching the existing in material. Install 1 painted brown platinum glass storm door with bronze handle. Replace 2 primary south elevation white vinyl simulated divided light casement windows and with associated painted white wooden trim, with 2 painted bronze fiberglass casement windows with associated painted bronze fiberglass trim. They will also install a 4-foot by 6.5 inches by 4 feet and 5 3/4 inches for a total of 31.452 square feet. Non-illuminated, single-sided, 1/4 inch thick aluminum freestanding sign attached to the existing wooden freestanding sign structure at the corner of West Main and Russell Road, as shown in the rendering submitted. They will also install a 9-foot, 10-inch by 2-foot, 8-inch, which is a total of 25.56 square feet, non-illuminated, single-sided, either 1-inch or 1/4 inch thick aluminum wall sign attached to the primary south elevation as shown in the rendering submitted. It is generally located at 329 West Main Street, parcel 011-12-1 in the B3 Central Business District. The building was constructed circa 1992. It's accessible through Main Street or Plum Alley. And again, they propose to replace primary elevated doors, install a painted brown platinum glass storm door, and replace 2 primary south elevation white vinyl simulated divided light windows with associated painted white wooden trim with 2 painted bronze fiberglass casement windows with associated painted bronze fiberglass trim. Additional signs, 4-foot, total 31.52 square feet. Again, 1/4 inch thick aluminum composite freestanding sign attached to the existing structure, and then the wall sign, 25.56 square feet on the primary south elevation. They also provided sample colors for the windows and doors as well as the signage, and the applicant is here if you have any questions for her as well.
Questions? One question is, will both doors be the same color?
Yes.
They'll both be replaced? And does the signage meet this, how does it relate to the ordinance?
So they are allowed 1 wall sign, and since the wall, you can get 1 linear square feet per wall, so their wall sign is in the ordinance. They meet the ordinance sign standards for both their existing freestanding sign and their wall sign.
Other questions from the commission? What's the pleasure of the commission? Do you have any questions for the applicant, or?
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the request for the certificate of appropriateness as set forth in the report that we had.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any additional questions or comments? If not, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Mr. Sproles?
Aye.
And Mr. Schuman?
Aye. All right. Thank you. Next order of business is a certificate of appropriateness, Legacy Bank owner applicant, certificate of appropriateness for revision to approved EC certificate of appropriateness to paint a exposed brick gray located at 498 Cumming Street, Abingdon, Virginia, 24210, parentheses, parcels 105A-2-16B in parentheses. Staff report.
Legacy Bank, the applicant owner, they were previously approved back in February 25th, 2025 for these really large renovations, if you remember them. So at that time, they were not going to paint the brick veneer, but now they want to request a revision to the certificate of appropriateness to paint that brick veneer. So it'll be in the B2 corridor. So again, Legacy Bank, existing current business on the property, it is in the B2 district. The existing structure was previously approved February 25th. The renovations have been underway for about 8 months now, so they're in keeping with the approved renderings. The applicant simply proposes to paint the exposed brick Sherwin-Williams 7073 network gray to align with the color scheme. They stated that the brick was kind of a mixed match of their branding colors. They just want to paint the brick gray. As you can see in our images there, we are showing you the pre-renovation, the rendering that they submitted in February, what it looks like now, and then the rendering that they submitted after it is painted gray, how it'll look. And the applicant, owner, representatives are available if you have any questions for them.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Howard?
Did the color on the siding change, or is it just the renderings? Okay.
So some of the renderings are a little different. They could probably speak to it more specifically about what happened in construction, but anything that did change or deviate was the existing building. So like maybe they just didn't replace the window that they wanted to replace. They're just keeping the existing.
Does the applicant want to make a statement? I mean, you're welcome to.
As discussed,
Oh, sir, could you say your name and mailing address for me, please?
Charles Sachs, P.W. Campbell, architect of record.
Okay,
On
I
behalf
need
of
your
Legacy Bank.
physical address.
I'm sorry,
Physical address.
109 Zeta Drive, Pittsburgh, PA 15238.
All right, thank you.
Again, as you look at the renderings, well, to answer your first question, the gray at the hardy plank siding did not change. That was always the software gray. I'm sorry, that was the
Yeah.
correct.
I think that's what it indicates.
Is that what it was? Yes, correct. So the siding, the fiber cement was always the software gray. The problem that we're having is the orange blend of the brick, as you look at north, south, east, or west elevation, even with the PMS or the Guyline Kellers, the orange brick is superseding our PMS Kellers. So in order to alleviate that, again, we're seeking approval to paint that the network gray.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, thank you. Any additional discussion? If not, what's the pleasure of the commission?
I'll make a motion that we approve the request as submitted.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any additional discussion? If not, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Mr. Sproles?
Aye.
And Mr. Schuman?
The next order of business is a public hearing, special use permit, Smoker's Choice applicant, Jim and Jim LLC owner, special use permit for allowance of a recreational substance retail in B2 district located at 763 Cummings Street, Abingdon, Virginia, 24211, parentheses, parcel 105-6-23B, in parentheses. Staff report.
So yes, David Richards, applicant, and Jimmy Stewart, owner, have requested approval of a special use permit to allow a recreational substance retail business in the General Business District B2, located at 763 Cummings Street. The property is within the B2 district. Background, Smoker's Choice has operated over 6 years within the Kroger Shopping Center, further up here on Cumming Street. Smoker's Choice was informed their lease would not be renewed. They would be relocating their existing business from their former location at 442 Cumming Street, located in the Kroger Shopping Center there, to the proposed new location of 763 Cumming Street. Adjoining properties to the north, south, and east are zoned General Business District B2, and adjoining properties to the west are located outside the town of Abington limits.
All right.
I got some more for you here.
Does the applicant want to make a presentation?
Hold on, Kenny, I got some more.
Do what?
I got some more. I still got some more to do.
Oh, okay.
The applicant proposed to allow an adult recreational substance retail business within the General Business District B2. On September 21st, 2023, the Town Council adopted a zoning ordinance for adult recreational substance businesses. Upon this adoption, standards were set in place for these specific uses. Use standards: A, must be located at least 2,000 linear feet from the property line of any public or private school, pre-K through grade 12. No school is located within 2,000 linear feet of the 2,000 linear foot buffer. B, must be located at least 5,000 linear feet from the property line of an existing recreational substance use, both retail off-site and retail on-site. No existing recreational substance uses exist within the 2,000 linear foot buffer. C, hours of operation shall be limited to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Sunday. If granted approval, the applicant must adhere to this requirement. Operation outside of this stated time frame will result in a violation. If found committing this violation repeatedly, the SUP may be reviewed and revoked. D, are not allowed in the Old and Historic District or entrance corridor. The property is not located in the OH or EC. E, may be permitted as a special use in parcel zone B2 unless visible from the entrance corridor road segments of Main Street and Cumming Street. The property is not explicitly seen from the edge of the entrance corridor on Cumming Street looking south. This is the view you see here. Sign standards. The unit within the structure is 50 feet in length. The applicant is allowed a maximum area of 100 square feet of wall signage. There is an existing freestanding signage on the property the applicant may utilize. Window signage is allowed 10% square feet of total area of all windows on each building facade in a B2 district. Lighted window signage is prohibited. A sign permit application must be submitted and reviewed by staff prior to installation. No signage of any kind can be installed until staff approval is received. Temporary signs also require a permit. Parking standards. The building has 2 businesses with different uses that will utilize the parking lot. Smoker's Choice is a retail store that requires a minimum of 1 parking space for each 250 square feet of usable area. The other business is a personal service that requires 1 parking space for each 500 square feet of usable floor area. However, mixed-use structures may utilize 1 parking space per 400 square feet of usable area. The Washington County Land Card shows approximately 2,700 square feet of usable commercial space for 763 Cumming Street and 648 square feet for 761 Cumming Street, or 3,348 square feet in total. Calculating the use separately would require 763 Cumming Street to have 11 parking spaces and 761 Cumming Street to have 2 parking spaces, with an overall parking lot of 13 parking spaces for both uses. They do meet that requirement. There are 13 spaces there, with even possibly to have more if they were to be striped. That's the view of the parking lot. You can see here's the personal service business, the hair closet. They would be going into, the Smoker's Choice is proposing to go into this space here. That's the view from the entrance. Again, view of 761, 763. Again, another view for you. According to the Town of Abington GIS and FEMA's National Flood Hazard Layer, a portion of the property, but no buildings or structures, is located within the Flood Hazard Overlay District, floodway, and AE zone. Anything constructed within the floodway or AE zone must apply for and receive a special use permit and require an additional engineered flood study showing the base flood elevation, or BFE, change from proposed construction. The SUP findings are the following. Demonstrate that the proposed use, when complemented with additional measures, if any, will be in harmony with the purposes of the specific district in which it will be placed. The proposed recreational substance retail business must adhere to the hours of operating being 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Currently, there is an existing dense tree line along the west property line, screening this location from undeveloped land outside of town corporate limits. The existing tree line should remain intact to preserve natural screening. 2, demonstrate that there will be no undue adverse impact on the surrounding neighborhood in terms of public health, safety, or general welfare, and show measures to be taken to achieve such goals. Directly across Cumming Street to the east is another parcel, Zone B2. Adjacent to the south of this area, to this are a significant number of properties zoned low-density residential, or R1, and fall along the east side of Cumming Street south to the town corporate limits. So here's the location of what they're proposing. Right directly across is that kind of business incubator space. And then as you go further down, you hit those neighborhood of R1. 3, show that the proposal meets the applicable specific and general standards required by this article. No school or existing recreational substance retail business is located within 2,000 feet of the parcel Zone B2, proposed to be a recreational substance retail business. The Planning Commission can discuss with the applicant and make conditions within the motion for the special use permit. If seen fit, the Planning Commission can incorporate the following conditions. Wall signage be limited to a maximum of 50 square feet. Wall signage faces must be a singular color as approved by the Planning Commission, or white. Freestanding or other types of signage proposed at a later date. Color scheme is to match that of the wall sign. 1 freestanding sign shall be allowed using the existing freestanding sign structure on the property. Window signage is limited to 10 square feet of total area of all windows unless the Planning Commission sees fit to limit the window signage size. Window signage shall not be illuminated. No signage can advertise a marijuana leaf or other references to genus cannabis. No architectural lighting may be around the windows, door, or building facade. No music shall be played after 5 p.m. Monday through Sunday. These are the other staff recommendations that we put with all these other sorts of uses when they've come into the Planning Commission. If you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer. If not, the applicant is here. Also, I know just because this question is always asked, we did, as we always do with ones that have this special use permit, we did the required state noticing of adjacent property owners, public noticing, and there was a posting of the sign on the property. So just to make sure that's on the record.
Did you get any feedback?
We did not. So because this property is here, their adjacent ones are this one right here, the 105-6-23A, 105-6-23C, 105-6-23, the property that's outside of town limits, and then the one that's immediately across the street here. That was the adjacent parcels there as we had to follow the state regulation.
And they're all businesses, right?
They're all businesses, yeah. They're all in the B2. They're all businesses.
And some of those buildings are not occupied at present, isn't that correct?
I believe, yeah, some are not occupied. I think the one that's to the south of this is filling up. There garage is in here. There's another salon here, and I think they're trying to fill up a couple more spaces here. But yeah, and then these just rotate. But as far as I know, no business has come out of here yet. But this is like a business kind of corporate incubator in a sense.
Are there questions for Gabe? Does the applicant want to make a statement? You can, you don't have to.
My name's David R. Richards. I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have, but
Need your address, please.
129 East Main Street, Chilhowie, Virginia.
Does
This
anybody
really,
have questions for the applicant?
Does the applicant know and have they agreed to operate under the standards of the special use permit as far as operating hours?
as far as I know, they're an existing business at the Kroger anchored shopping center now, and they've, due to some redevelopment plans at that center, their lease is not being removed, so they're just simply trying to stay in business and move down the street. I've helped them in Chilhowie and in Marion and other locations, and they seem to be an upstanding, good corporate citizen.
I think we could include those in the
Yeah.
motion.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Do you know what their hours are currently?
I do not. I assume it's in compliance with that 8 to 8.
I didn't know if they had maybe gotten grandfathered in or something.
They've been at the Kroger Shopping Center before this went into place.
Yeah.
So now that they're moving, they'd have to abide by this.
Right now,
Okay, and they may have hours dictated by the shopping center, I don't know, but I'm sure they will abide by whatever regulations you put in this approval. My experiences have been, they've been very compliant and very easy to get along with.
Other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And this is a public hearing, so I'm going to declare the public hearing open. Since there's no public here, I'm now going to close the public hearing, but we needed to
Tap
do
your
that.
gavel?
You're not gonna use the
You're not
gavel.
gonna tap your gavel?
Yeah, I
It's
got
a- It's a rare,
that's the most fun I've had all
yeah,
night.
there you go.
Anyway, so next question is, what's the pleasure of the commission? Well, I'm generally hesitant to make a motion, but I would move that we approve the special use permit, but incorporate all the requirements under number 3 on page 16 in the motion, and make sure that the applicant understands that those are the requirements. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll
Yeah.
second.
Any additional discussion? If not, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Mr. Sproles?
Aye.
Mr. Schuman?
Aye.
And just to let you know, so now that they've recommended approval, that your next step will be to go before the town council on November 3rd. November 3rd, yep. Yep, and you'll receive an email saying what the time and everything, but same place. Yep.
All right. The next order of business is assigning a planning commission representative into the Board of Zoning Appeals. Presently, I am the commission's representative on the Board of Zoning Appeals, but my term is going to end at the end of November. Of course, I can't be reappointed because my term on the Planning Commission ends next year. Just as a matter of information, the Board of Zoning Appeals does not do appeals from anything we do. That goes to the town council. But what the Board of Zoning Appeals does generally is to look and determine if there are variances that are appropriate to the ordinance as they stand. And some of those things, just as an example, is that, and we discussed one time the garage over, I think it was on Campbell Street, and the size of that. Most of the time, those things are submitted before there is an application. And for the most part, they have been small variances. And the Board of Zoning Appeals only meets if there is an application, so it does not meet regularly. With that being said, I would like to nominate Jeff to be on the Board of Zoning Appeals. I think with his experience and background, he would be a good fit for that. So I would make that motion. If there's a second.
Second.
All right.
Now, discussion.
Again,
Any other applicants?
Oh, you're going to love it.
there's a third probably, isn't there?
You also get paid for those meetings too.
Yeah, you get $10.
$10.
Oh, man,
Sign me up. That's-
talking lifestyle issues here.
Any additional discussion? If not, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Abstain.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Mr. Sproles?
Aye.
And Mr. Schuman?
See, I really like this committee. So I like this board before that.
That was past tense.
Well, I was, at one point in time, I was on the library board of directors, and I missed a meeting and got elected to be chair and was chair for 7 years. So congratulations.
There you go.
Next order of business is discussion of comprehensive planning commission member review. Anything?
Sure, so I'll have that up there. Just to quickly backtrack, so I'll let Kim know that you've been appointed, she'll bring it before town council and everything, and the circuit court and all that, so.
Yes, sir.
Happy to have you on board. So for that one, it was brought to, just as a question to inquiry, if we have a few members on the board, and I think this has been voiced before when we've talked about the comprehensive plan, that we have a few that are coming off the board that have a lot of institutional knowledge that could help with the development of the comprehensive plan. This is more just a gauging of a temperature and everything, and then we'd bring it before town council. Mr. Wilson and Mr. Schuman, they'll be coming off pretty much as we're getting into the thick of it of doing the comprehensive plan. I'm looking to see if it's agreeable to you guys before we bring it before town council to say, you know, could Kenny and Mr. Wilson stay on until the comprehensive plan is concluded, which would pretty much take 2026, would be another year, 6 months to a year. So before town council, and then they would ask, how do the other planning commission members feel about it? I wanted to gauge your guys' kind of feeling for it, and then if you are agreeable to it, we would bring it before town council and state the reasoning why we're going to be starting our comprehensive plan. 2 members on the planning commission currently that have been on the boards before, have a lot of institutional knowledge, could be very beneficial to make sure that that comprehensive plan is a very well thought out, successful, and well informed and detailed plan for the next 5 years as we move forward here. So just trying to gauge the temperature of how you guys feel about that before I bring it, you know, if we should bring it before them or not, and open to thoughts, suggestions, comments.
Have you discussed this with both of them, or, I know Kenny's here, have you?
Yes.
Okay.
And I know it's been discussed with Scott. We both have been involved in previous comprehensive plans. And at least one of us, that being Scott, has a professional interest and I think experience that's very useful in terms of his engineering background. In the discussions that I've had, and again, talking to Scott, we're both okay with serving an additional year, but neither of us is looking to be appointed for another term. So it would only be for the time that the comprehensive plan would be being considered. Because, I mean, personally, I think that as terms end, it's good to have turnover in your boards and commissions. In this situation, I think it may actually make the work somewhat more difficult with people starting and having no experience on the commission. So that's
Yeah. And like Kenny said, this would only be for the term of the comp plan to be updated. We're not even doing a full rewrite of it, we're just updating it, so probably 6 months to a year or so. So after that, after the plan's over and completed and adopted, Mr. Schuman and Mr. Wilson would come off the board as they would have done in, I think March is when their terms would be up. So.
Have you talked with Campbell as to whether or not that could be done?
I've talked
I'm confident, let me say, I'm confident that the town council will be very supportive of these 2 gentlemen remaining on the planning commission if it's allowable under the ordinance and the statute.
And I talked to Kim, I haven't brought Cam in yet, I wanted to gauge this one first because
Yes,
we wouldn't bring it before town council for another couple months. But that would be my next stop from what talking with internal and everything. The town council would just have to make a resolution of sorts to say, you know, we are allowing, you know, Mr. Schuman, Mr. Wilson to be on the board for the term of the comprehensive plan. Once that's over, they come off as they usually would there. that's how we've envisioned it going there.
I don't think you're getting opposition from anybody on the commission, speaking out loud.
I guess in terms of as a Plan B,
Mhm.
you know, if there was, you know, something in the ordinance that specifically prohibited that, would there be anything prohibiting them from participating in that comprehensive
No.
plan update on, you know, kind of a more informal fashion, if you will? You know, not specifically as a commission member, but, you know, on behalf of the commission.
No, there's nothing like that that would, in terms of a Plan B, there's nothing that would exclude them from doing that as well. Right now, we're updating the design guidelines for the Old Historic District. Some of you may know Byram Giesler. He's been on the HBRB for a while. He's not on the board currently now, but we've invited him to those meetings because he's got institutional knowledge and he's been on the
Right.
board for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
So
there's,
then either way, they could participate in that
Yep.
process.
yep,
It's just
either.
a matter of whether they're formally on the planning commission or,
Yep,
you know, more
Yep.
informally providing their institutional knowledge.
yep.
All right, do you have what you need?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to
Okay.
gauge the temperature, as to say, and then we'll move forward from there and double check everything, and then we'll be in touch to bring it before town council if we can.
Is there anything else to come before the commission tonight? If not, is there a motion that we adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.